Hello, I'm Cynthia, and my subject matter today is about dishonest harmony and honest conflict.
Hi, my name's Aaron, and my subject matter is politics affecting football?
Hi, my name's Shari, and my subject matter is social media influences negative or positive?
I am Theo Manderson, and my subject matter today is education preparing our young people for the future.
Hello, welcome to the IN2G show, and I have got some guests for you and lots of discussions to be had. And who are these guests? We have
Aaron.
Fantastic, and we've got
Shari.
And we've got
Theo Manderson.
Oh, well, we're going to start with Aaron. Let's talk about what your subject matter is. So, what is it that you want to talk about today?
I want you to just ask the question: Is politics compromising the future of sport and its integrity?
Okay.
The reason why I ask is because mainly to do with the fact that the team called Manchester City in the Premier League, and they are basically dominating the Premier League and European football, etc., etc. But many people question the integrity of the sport itself because a lot of them are owned by this club is owned by essentially a state, the Middle Eastern state, who have access to billions of pounds due to their oil reserves. So many people are asking the question: is the growth of this club and other clubs who are owned by these kind of countries, is it really organic? Is it really about football? If that makes sense.
Okay. So when you say that, do you mean that they are dominating as they're winning, or they're dominating?
No, they're winning.
Right.
Man City have just won their 4th Premier League title in a row.
Right.
Consecutively. No one's ever done that. For those of you who watch football, Man United have done it, I think it's twice in the past. Well, they've done it. They've won the Premier League 3 times in a row.
Right.
But this they call it the 4-peat. No one's ever done it before apart from this team.
But do you think they won it? Are you saying that they won it legitimately, or is it?
Well, this is the thing, because there's this thing with Man City where they're under investigation by the Premier League, and they have allegedly 115 charges against them of financial breaches, as in overspending or not cooperating fully with the Premier League investigation where the money is coming from.
Right.
And there have been lots of accusations in the past about how the money is getting to them, essentially. So, for example, they're sponsored by an airline called Etihad Airways. Etihad is also owned by the United Arab Emirates.
Right.
So they'll make it look as if they're saying money's coming from this private enterprise, when really they're all owned by the same company.
Right.
So it looks as if they're saying, I'm getting, say, £40 million a year for shirt sponsorship, when actually it's still my money just going through a different company towards the same club.
Right. Okay. What are your thoughts on that, Theo?
Well, I'm a football guy, sports guy, so I understand what he's saying in regards to the investigations and the money being spent and the overspending and stuff like that. In regards to winning, they've won just the Premiership. They've only won the Champions League once, which is the big trophy that was happening yesterday at Wembley. You know, that's the biggest game apart from the World Cup final.
Right.
So they've only won that once.
Okay. So you're not convinced?
No. But what it is, in terms of the integrity of the game and the finances, they're in a different position to everybody else.
Right.
So they can go out and spend money willy-nilly, but every other team has to kind of count the pennies.
Right.
And like there's 2 lower teams lower in the league, Everton and Nottingham Forest. They had like half the charges what Man City's been done, and they've been fined, docked points, just like that. But Man City's had this going on for like over a year,
and it's still,
and nothing's come to court or nothing. So people are like, what's going on here? You know, these guys have got money, these ones haven't got as much money. You're docking them points, almost getting relegated out of the Premiership. Where Man City, nothing. And this has been going on for like the last 2 seasons. So
But Everton only got charged once, Nottingham only got charged once, and Everton got docked 10 points. That's quite a lot when you're fighting.
That's a lot of points.
They got reduced to 7 points, but it's still a lot of points. Whereas Man City have 115 of them, 115 going back to like 2014, 2015, and there's been no kind of there's no consequence.
Because there's a thing in football called a financial fair play. So you can't spend more than you bring into the club.
Oh, is that how they do it? So,
That's how they do
so
it.
whatever you okay, so that
So
it
you
keeps
can
it
only
balanced.
spend what your club is making.
Right.
So what's happening with them is because they're owned by the Arabs.
Yeah.
The Arabs invest in all these different companies in the team, so they can say we're giving them this money, and then they're spending that money on players. So if the shirt says Etihad,
They're
and if
owned
the
by
shirt
them.
deal is 100 million, which is like no one has that kind of deal. That money's going to go into the club.
And so then they
Then they can go and
owned
use
by the
that
same
money and
people.
spend,
It's owned by
and
the
then
same
they can go and use that money and spend it and
Right.
buy players and all of these different things.
There's artificial inflation.
But don't you think? I mean, there has been some talk online about the NBA and stuff being scripted. You know, you know what I mean? So
I don't know a lot about it, but
Yes.
I have heard it.
That
My
people-
husband's a big, massive NBA fan, so
and it's been scripted. So do you think that some of these sports are scripted rather than actually being authentic? I mean, what's your theory? I mean, you don't know much about it, but what do you
I
think?
really don't. But I personally feel that I don't know much about the team and stuff, but I do feel like there's a saying called money talks.
Yeah, that's right.
So I do feel like people who do have money, who are in a better financial situation, they kind of can make things go away.
Right.
So yeah, with regards to the points and stuff, you said that, man, you have a whole bunch of points and nothing's been, no consequences or anything. I hate to bring up his name, but it's like kind of similar to the whole P. Diddy case, if that makes sense, where he's now having charges and he's still not behind bars. And I think, again, that has all to do with the amount of money that he has. So yeah, that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it kind of compromises the integrity of the sport itself. Because if you have, there's a saying in football called the Farmers League. Farmers League is basically when you have one team that basically dominates everything because they have the most money. In this country, it seems to be Man City. In France, the team called Paris Saint-Germain or PSG, who are owned by Qatar, another Arab state.
Right.
They used to be sponsored by Qatar Airways. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Where they're investing all the money in the club via different companies. So it kind of gets boring after a while because you know what's going to happen. It's not that it's scripted as you would say, but there's a high chance that it could happen again and again and again and again. So it kind of leaves me wondering as a football fan, is there even any point in watching my team go out and compete with these guys if they're going to win anyway? What is the point? It's boring.
And also, what about the investment that you put into your own team and stuff? I mean, because you buy your T-shirts and stuff. Does that impact you in terms of your spending and stuff like that?
It has to a certain degree. I mean, I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I buy my shirts every season. But even so, I kind of wonder, is there any point, because are we going to realistically win anything with this Man City team dominating everything? It's boring, in my opinion.
So
I think it's more the manager, that's why they're winning. Now, he's a good manager.
he's a good manager. That's
He's
why
a
they
good
win.
manager,
You
yeah.
don't think it's a scripted or money thing? That's what allows.
I think it's
No, the money helps. The
money,
money
yeah.
helps. Of course, they could go out and buy who they want to buy and pay, because it's not about buying. It's just about who can you pay them.
Right.
Can you pay the players? So you
Right.
can buy and pay a player £300,000 a week, and it's nothing.
I mean, you have to be a good manager, but you also have to manage what you got. Players like, for example, I got a bit deeper. Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, they sold a player called Coutinho of £150 million, and they brought in two key players: Virgil van Dijk, who's a good defender, and their goalkeeper Alisson. And Man City can spend £150 million like it's nothing, and if they flop, oh well, we'll send them to Chelsea or something, go on to the next player. Whereas teams that don't have as much money as them have to actually watch what they're spending, so there's more of a consequence. And with people like Pep Guardiola, he's been to clubs like, he was at Bayern Munich before, a German club, and then he was at Barcelona, which is a Spanish club. Both of those teams were big players in their respective leagues, especially with Bayern Munich. So he's been to different countries where he's only gone to the top dogs. Basically, he hasn't really gone to a lower level team, for example. Jurgen Klopp went to Dortmund, which is probably the second biggest club in Germany after Bayern Munich, and he won the league. So it's about making what you have matter. The less you have, and the more you can do with it. It's about trying to extract value. Because if you take value for granted, it doesn't mean anything after a while.
Right, but I suppose that's kind of like how life is, isn't it? Those that you got to find the pennies, or people that haven't got as much money will be able to have to watch what they do and how they spend their money. And it's exactly what you mentioned about P. Diddy. You know, that whole hotel scene was, $50,000 kind of pushed that away
And
until
it disappeared.
and then it appeared again.
Right.
So obviously maybe somebody gave another 50,000 and bring it back.
Yeah.
So it's like these type of conversations conversations that we're having. It's very, very interesting. But thank you. So, which subject matter am I? Sorry, I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
Let's go with you. What's your subject matter for today?
So my subject matter is social media influencers, are they positive or negative on today's society?
It's a controversial one, isn't it? It's a controversial one.
So what do you think?
Depends what they're influencing people to do.
Okay.
Because what you'll find with social media is that you will, and I thought of it for myself as well, so I talk from personal experience, you kind of take like a snapshot of someone's life and you compare that against your whole life essentially. So you'll see a person graduating from university with this first class degree or whatever, but you don't see the work that goes behind it, you just see that. Whereas you're studying and trying to really study for this exam or whatever you have, but you don't see that on social media, you only see the good bits. So you're comparing one snapshot to a person's whole life, and that can cause kind of an issue essentially. So yeah.
Okay. When you say issue, what do you mean? Like?
I mean self-confidence issues, self-comparison issues. I think depending on what they're trying to influence people to do, it can affect men and women differently. I think for guys, it tends to be more material-based, more wealth-based, and with women, it tends to be more about body image and how you look. So it really depends upon
that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Thea?
I find it quite amusing that they actually call themselves influencers and all of these.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Why? Why do you find it amusing?
Because you got so many people liking your things or following you or whatever. Not everybody's influenced by you. Some people just like to watch what they're doing. So they think that they have this power over people, and it's not really that way. People just like to follow you and they tick your likes and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll follow so and so, but I don't really know you.
To be fair, there's a certain amount of power that they have.
They have some.
Yeah.
They have some.
Shall I give an example? Yeah. So there's this internet tech guy called Marquis Brownlee. He's a tech YouTuber. He's got like 50 million subscribers. Very big YouTuber. There was like a mobile phone company called Brendon, I think they're called, and they make like phone skins and cases and stuff. And they made a racist joke against this person online, and it went viral. And they offered the person cash and an apology. But Marquis Brownlee basically came up and said, "I'm not going to do business with you until you apologize to this person." And that caused other tech YouTubers to follow his stand until the company backed down.
Yeah, but the reason why I say that, what it is they use that word influencer it's broad. Someone with 50 million, yes, you're going to influence a lot of people. Someone with 200,000, 30,000, I'm an influencer. You know, it's like, really? So if, like, someone with 50 million people following you, yeah, if you say something, even if it's 1 million people out of that 50 million listen, that's a lot of people. You got 30,000, you say something, who's hearing you? You're not influencing as much, because they say I'm an influencer. Then I go look at their thing, I'm saying, really?
What do you think the hierarchy is? Some people have more power because they have more followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's what it comes with. If you've got a certain amount of followers, even if half of your followers do what you say, that's a big thing. So if someone's got 10 million followers and 5 million of them follow you, that's a lot of people. Yeah. If you've got 30,000 and 15,000 people do it, say you're not influencing as much as you think you are. Obviously 15,000 people is a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, people with millions, yeah, okay. I worked with someone that's got over 1 million followers, and she went live. We was doing a podcast together. She went live, and within like 2 minutes, there were like 70,000 people online. I was like, my gosh. She put a post up, and she got likes.
Just like that.
Just in front of me, I'm just watching the numbers. I'm like, wow, I'm happy to get 100 likes. I'm like, wow. So I said, you got influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she literally just went live, and it was just rocketed. I've seen other people, they go live and they're lucky got 2 people on their thing, and I'm saying, you know, I'm live and you sit, and then I go on their thing and I'm looking at, and I always look at the thing, because I'm saying, okay, you got 30,000 people following you, you've gone live, because I've seen it now, how it happens. 10 people. Yeah, look at me, I'm out here saying, really, are you influencing? Because I've seen it.
I feel like To be honest with you, I don't think it actually matters of how many followers you have to actually be an influencer.
Oh, right,
There you
okay.
go.
No, I
Tell me
don't.
more.
Sorry to be devil's advocate.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Only reason I say that is because I personally, I own my own business, and I've learned a lot from social media, just using social media. I've learned how to code. I've learned how to make stuff DIY myself at home. A lot of the people that I have looked at, I look at people who have thousands and thousands of followers, which then I feel they're not as authentic. I feel like people with thousands and thousands of followers, because you do get paid based on how many followers you have.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people who have more followers, it gets to a point where in the beginning I feel like they were more authentic, they're doing it for the people, they want to influence, they really have a passion to help people. And then once they get to a certain part, or they start making money, it becomes more of a, I just need followers now. I just need followers to just make money, and I just need to make content. So I find that a lot of people who are more like small businesses that I follow and stuff, because again, with the whole influence thing, I do feel it's also based on your algorithm. So I know you were mentioning and saying how it's more about for men for the wealth and more about for women like the bodies and stuff like that, which is true. But then it is also dependent on your algorithm, because if I'm a person who just basically likes food, and I'm just scrolling and liking food, I won't see anything to do with somebody's body. I won't see anything to do with wealth and stuff like that. So,
I mean, that's more of a societal culture. Sorry to cut you off. That's more of a societal culture thing.
Okay.
And sometimes people bring that into, I'm not trying to generalize, but sometimes people bring the real world stuff into the internet space.
Yes, you are 100% right. So with the whole, say that was I had 30,000 followers, but I only had 10 people watching my live, but I'm talking about something that I'm really passionate about. I'm giving some really informative information. I could actually influence those 10 people, just those 10 people, which means that I can still be considered an influencer because I have
That's
influenced
right.
someone.
That's right.
Even though I'm not as high as someone who's got 1 million followers.
That's right.
And I feel like that should be an achievement in itself. Doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers or you have 5,000 followers. As long as you have a positive influence on whoever it is and you're making an impact, you should feel proud of that.
And that's the truth. That's why I said it doesn't. But they go on the internet and they talk like I'm something big because I've got all these followers following me and liking my stuff. It doesn't mean anything. If you're gonna to have a like how they perceive themselves as influencers is when you can stop somebody from doing something. Like the guy made the people them stop buying the skins. That's influence. That's a big influence. When you can make thousands and thousands of people say, you know what, we're not buying nothing from you. That's influence. That's influence and power. That's an influencer.
That's right.
Just saying I'm an influencer because I've got followers, that don't mean anything.
Well, yeah, because it's interesting. Because there was a lady that went out to, I think, the supermarket. And she's classified as an influencer, and she was trying to give out some free money to people, and people were refusing. And then she had a bit of a meltdown on.
And that's the reason why. The reason why. I know the story you're talking about.
Yeah.
The reason why there was a big backlash, the reason why it was a backlash is because she was doing it for, we call it virtue signaling, where you're doing it to see, it's more to do with what you're going to get out of it. So people, the idea of selflessness is that you do it, you want to help someone because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
Whereas if you're doing it for social media, it looks a bit fake, as if it looks as if you're saying, I'm going to go and help all these people. So it's not authentic.
Genuine,
It's not genuine. It's not authentic. But there's a deeper level to it with social media where people are kind of a little bit tired of being used as. There's a thing called internet farming where people essentially try to play the algorithm to get likes, and they do these kind of stunts basically. So, you do one stunt and then people get used to it, and then the factor wears off, the kind of novelty wears off. So you have to keep doing these stunts that go further and further and further to get the same level of attention.
Right.
Whereas with this girl, she seemed to be doing it purely because she's going to get something out of it, and that's not what selflessness is by definition. So that's why there was a backlash.
100%. And the thing, I think even the shop that she chose to do it to was not a shop that I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. It was Marks and Spencer's or somewhere.
Oh, it's a middle class shop. Oh, even worse. Middle class shop.
So she's in the wrong part of town.
Marks and Spencer's, John Lewis, Waitrose, all these kind of. You know what I mean?
It was one of those ones I think that she went to. So it was almost like, it was like you went to the wrong shop.
Right.
Exactly.
She
The wrong type of people.
She didn't want to give her no money.
Right.
She didn't want to give her no money.
That's what people say, that you didn't want to give money, because if you wanted to give, that's not the shop.
You don't go there.
That you'd have gone to, or you've done your research enough to know that's not the shop that would have wanted you to give them money to.
Can I put this out there? Any influencer wants to give away money, just hit me up. Whatever, I'm gladly be taking your money Gladly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so
Free money in this society. You want to give away money and want to cry, young lady, come and find me. I will take the money gladly.
But she was like you said, she was crying and she was really upset because nobody was, and it ruined her live or whatever it is that she was putting out there, because they don't even just, it's not like you do it and then you record it and then go and upload it. You do it, they do it like live, and then people like watching and they just seeing the whole embarrassment unfold, and she just started to cry, and it was awful. But
I don't know if she was crying. I don't know if she was crying because I don't think she was crying because she didn't want to help and they were rejecting her. She was crying because she knew that she couldn't use them to boost her own profile, so the stunt kind of failed, in my opinion.
Yes, and that's I think that's the other side of social media, isn't it? Like, what is your motives? What is it that you're doing it for? And I think, people are not silly. They know when you're doing something for them, and you really want to influence them for the right things, or your influencer, because influencers can be anything. I mean, before social media influencers, we have got like church influencers, pastors and preachers that we would call them influencers. No, Aaron, would you not? What you're saying? Is that are they influencers or they're not influencers?
They are, yeah. They are, yeah. But we're not saying much. We're not saying anything.
I want to hear more.
I get the gist. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought that's what they're supposed to be by definition. Pastors and elders, they're supposed to kind of have an influence on how we supposed to live our lives. They're like spiritual advisors, essentially. Issue with that, we put them on a pedestal sometimes, so when it all comes crashing down, we're more shocked when it happens to them. And I feel I'm in two minds about it, because on the one hand, they are supposed to be influencers. They are supposed to be someone that we're supposed to come to talk to about certain things in regards to our spiritual life, but they're also human beings like us. But then at the same time, the flip argument with that is that, well, they are human beings like us, but because they're advisors to us or influencers, they are more obligated to kind of live a certain lifestyle than we are. And we're all obligated to, but because you're in that position, you have more of a responsibility and more of an obligation. So it's worse when you do something wrong, when we do something wrong. Not to say there's a hierarchy of sin, nothing like that, but because people are coming to you for advice, it's worse when you do something wrong. So when you hear about a pastor, for example, who's involved in domestic violence or infidelity or cheating, whatever it may be, it's going to be worse. It is what it is. It's always going to be worse.
It's almost like a policeman being caught doing robbery, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he's telling you that you shouldn't be doing that, and it's like, what? It's that scenario. So right. I think when we think about, like you said, I do agree with you, but I think people still want to say, well, we should be looking up to people in that way, because influencers become a form of idol, where
they can.
And people can actually lose themselves, because you've got families that have been on YouTubes and stuff, and they've been found out to be they were like influencers or people that they thought their families were great, and they found out that actually no, they weren't great. They were abusing their children. It was all kind of like fake, and people are actually stunned and shocked. I mean, what would you guys advise in terms of how should people manage themselves when they go onto the social media? Should they allow themselves to be influenced, or should they not allow themselves to be influenced?
I think you should allow yourself to be influenced for the right things, because social media, it's good and it's bad. That's my perspective. The bad about it is, like what you were saying, it's got a lot of body shaming on there with social media. They've got a narrative that you have to look a certain type of way, be a certain type of way. Again, the same thing, the new thing with social media is everyone needs to make money. Everyone needs to be standing on business. Basically, boss, entrepreneur, all of this stuff. Right. So it kind of puts a lot of pressure on you. So that's the kind of negative side to it. But then it could have a positive aspect too, because someone who never really saw themselves doing much with their life can see an influencer that is doing more and be like, you know what? I want to step up. I want to do what they're doing. I want to drive that type of car. I want to live in that type of house. So it's kind of a 50-50 kind of thing. And me personally, I feel like sometimes you basically have to think about yourself, and you have to think about your mind and your mindset. You can't make things influence you down the wrong path, and you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So like you were saying with the families, even if I see a lot of stuff, couple goals, all of that stuff. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And you're like, oh, they're so sweet. Oh, he does it. Oh, she does it. And you have to think, right, you have to think, this is not real. You cannot be doing this every day. Like, there's no way you're buying these flowers every day with this money in it, and you're getting, no, there's no way. So you have to be real with yourself and be like, you know what, this is obviously just for content, because they have they're on, like you said, with the pastor. People are looking at them 24/7. They have to make content. I own my own business, and the fact that I have to make it's draining. So I can only imagine they have to come up with different ideas every single day, and it has to be entertaining. Because if it's not entertaining, they end up losing their followers.
Yep.
And then when they end up losing their followers, because of some influencers, not everyone, some influencers have made Instagram literally their whole life. I've watched young people get so upset when they've lost followers. They feel like their self-esteem, they feel insecure and stuff like that. So you get what I'm trying to say, don't you?
Their life is tied into social media.
Right, it revolves around. It's like if they post a picture and they don't get 10 likes within the next 10 seconds, it's an issue. Like, why is no one liking my stuff?
No one likes
like,
me.
like, am I ugly?
It's a validation thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's funny. I find it funny because of what I do. I meet a lot, especially young people, and I find it hilarious. I just look at them and I'm just thinking, this social media, it's great, as you said. It's great if you use it in the right way. But because your life depends upon ticks and, getting 10,000 likes because you want to get paid or whatever it may be. And if it doesn't happen, you have a meltdown, you're depressed, you're stuck in a corner, I can't talk to anybody, I'm on drugs, I'm on this. And then you start to do more outlandish and outrageous things. I watched one today. The young lady and I think it might have been their cousins or whatever, they were filming. This guy was smoking in America, he was just smoking. She kept bothering him till he took out his gun and shot it in the air.
Oh.
She ran off for her life and he's like, why did you run? He goes, she took out his gun. Because he was like, yo, leave me alone. She kept bothering him and she's like, I've had enough. He didn't shoot, he just shot it up in the air. And I'm just saying, he could just easily just shot it. Because you're trying to get likes and pranking somebody. And I'm thinking, why? Like, that's how far people go just to get a tick. And I just find it amusing. I was like, come on. Life is more than a like.
But people want to make it into a career, though. I mean, Aaron, what do you think? People want to make social media into a career. They want to be an influencer. They want to be maybe use it as a product for in terms of media. It's a new form of media, as they call it. And how do you go into
that boat sailed.
What?
That boat sailed where influencers became a thing. So the guys that did it, like KSI and all of those guys, they've gone on to the next hemisphere. That thing is sailed now.
Yeah.
That boat has sailed.
KSI's a boxer now. So.
He's gone into boxing. Jake Paul and those guys, they've gone and
they have their own drinks.
They've got drinks. They've gone and that's never going to happen again.
It's a stepping stone. I feel like it can be a stepping stone.
But there's so many people trying to do it that the market. But when those guys came out, it was new.
Yeah, so it's saturated. The market is saturated.
So you now to stick your head up above. You got to do something really outlandish to be noticed. Remember, you got millions and millions, and every year another young person wants to be the next person. So they all try to do. There's only so much you can do. That's outlandish that the people haven't seen already.
Yeah, it's really sad to be honest.
So like KSI now, they can just do anything and they're gonna get 10 million people liking. They can do a boxing fight, 100 million people. They're into that, and you can't get there.
So how do we manage the situation with validation? Because if people are trying to get validation from social media, then don't you think there's a problem there that people actually have low self-esteem, or what is going on here?
You got to be realistic.
Okay.
Like some YouTube videos that I've seen, right, where I've been with the validation thing about like what boys and girls are expected to have. I watched some videos and you interview certain young women about 21, 22, and you ask them what would your ideal guy be, and she lists all those things, and then you ask them. This is a crucial question. You ask them, how much should he be earning, right? And I thought it would be something like, I don't know, maybe 50,000 a year. Cause I just think the average in London is like
6 figures, man.
Yeah, 60k. Yeah, 6 let's say 60k for example. That's the average in London. Yeah. How much do you expect a man to earn? And I heard something like 400 grand a year. It's like, are you
They want the bags, they want the shoes, they want to go on the private jets. They're trying to live that life.
Yeah.
What's it called? Soft life.
That's
That's what it is. It's called soft life. That's what it's called. In my soft girl era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soft
What does
life.
that mean?
It means like
It's luxury. Luxury at someone else's
luxury.
expense.
Not necessarily.
Someone else's expense.
Is that what it means? Soft life. So that means I just live.
No, you do what you want. You go on. You look.
So for example, you get up, you go have massages.
Yeah.
in the morning.
Oh, like you was doing.
It's a luxury. It's a luxury life.
So you was
It's a
living soft
luxurious
life.
life.
That's why you was having problems coming back to England. Okay,
But I feel like there's two types of women, because the women that they probably ask, I feel like there's two types of women. Because you will have women who basically when you ask them, what do you bring to the table? And they'll be like, I am the table.
Aye.
I am the table.
What?
Okay?
Speak it, girl.
I consider myself to be the table.
Speak it,
What?
girl.
And the chairs as well?
Right. The chairs, the table, the vase on the table,
the plates,
everything.
everything. Right.
That's what I'm bringing. And what my husband should bring is we're supposed to be together. Like this. It's not, he's supposed to be up here, I'm to people, he's down here. Either way, even if it was a thing where a situation where a husband is the one that works and he makes most of the money, the wife, even if she's not working, she's still coming with her 50% in some type of way, I believe. Even if it's looking after the household. When you come in, dinner's already made. When you come in, the house is clean, kids went to school, everything. It's 50-50.
That's
Where
right.
I'm seeing a lot of this younger generation, and I'm going to say it's the X generation. They are, and I'm not even that old. I'm only 32. So, but I just missed it. I just missed the X generation. So I can actually talk about them a little bit. No disrespect. But I find that they don't want to work as hard. So like, prime example, I have a cousin, she wanted to be a doctor. She's had her whole life, she wants to be a doctor, whole life. Now all of a sudden, she wants to be an influencer. They get paid more money.
But you know,
They do though.
but
That's what she says, and it's less work.
No, but you know
Depends
what it
what
is. They do get paid more money, but there's another thing I think the X generation, and I'm going to stand up for them here for a little bit. Just put it out there. They've seen the other generation said, go and become a doctor, and then you're going to make money, and you're going to have a good life. And they've actually seen that dream is not real. Like they've seen the other generation try to do that, and they haven't actually manifested those things that they were told, and so they see that as a lie.
Right.
So they're like, well, we're not going to do that and follow that lie. We're going to be now do what we want to do. And make sure to ensure that we can get the things we want, and even if we don't, at least we're not trying to follow the same path and like our parents. I think that's part of the. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there.
But what is
what
a
do you
good
guys
life?
think?
What is a good
I was
life?
about to say the same thing. That's exactly what I was about
What
to
is
say.
what do you consider to be a good life?
What
Because
the influencers
do people?
say. That's what I'm here. That's
This
exactly
is
what
the
I'm
problem I
saying.
have, because do people think? Do they think? Okay, I don't want to make it about Generation X. It could just be an entitlement thing, yeah. But do they feel entitled to not have to suffer in life? Do they feel entitled to not have to work hard for things in life? As in, do you think becoming an influencer, you automatically get like £100-something per like, and that you're going to enjoy the rest of your life in luxury? Well, it doesn't work. It doesn't really work like that. If everyone's an influencer, who's going to be a doctor and a lawyer?
It's true.
Who's going to be a teacher? You're going to have kids. Okay, send the kids to school.
But that's
okay, who's going to be a teacher?
Teacher,
Everyone wants to do. They all want the job that everybody wants, but no one wants the job that nobody wants. But unfortunately, those jobs have to be done. So what is a good life? Does it mean, is it just about money? Is it more about professionalism? Is it about some kind of personal fulfillment, personal achievement? I went out and I went to university and I got this degree or this master's, or I earned a PhD or something like that. Is it more to is it about validation? Because with validation, the thing is, a saying that I've heard, if you live for their acceptance, you will die by their rejection. As in, once the followers are gone, you're in trouble. That's literally, financially, everything. So you're at the mercy of them. So you think that being an influencer means that you can just do whatever you want. Well, no, you do something wrong, the follower will put you back in line.
Yeah, they'll stop following you. Because if you say certain things, certain remarks that they don't agree with, they will stop following you. You will lose followers. And that's where I feel you're right with the whole, I do think it's a validation thing. It's like with the blue tick. Before, you couldn't buy a blue tick. Now you can buy a blue tick. You had to actually be someone to have a blue tick. But now, you can buy a blue tick.
You can buy a blue tick?
Yeah.
So if everyone's an influencer,
Everyone
then
can buy a blue tick now.
Influencer,
That's why I'm saying this influencer thing is whatever.
If everyone's an influencer, then nobody is really.
But the thing is, the good life, like when I speak to young people, I always ask them, what is the good life? What's this? Oh, the house, the car. And I said, then what? Then what? You got the house, you got the car, you got the clothes.
You got the money.
And you got the money, then what? You got that, you're 25 now, and then what? What are you going to do? Oh, I'm just going to diss me? What? Do you think you're 25, do you think the 10-year-olds are going to be influenced by you, the next generation are going to be influenced by you? You're going to have to now find something else to do.
A purpose.
You're going to have to do something with your life. Life doesn't stop at 25.
Right.
You got a whole, I'm 50. I said, you got a whole life ahead of you to do. So what are you going to do? You haven't put in any work, you haven't done any hard work, you haven't done anything. Everything's just been handed to you. Now, as you said, you're no longer validated. You're no longer the it person. You're no longer top of the social media thing. You're down the pecking order because you're getting older. What what are you going to do with yourself?
Yeah, that's true.
And they haven't thought about that because all they've seen is, I want to get a car. I remember one guy said to me, oh, I was working in one school, and he's like, oh, I want to have say, have you got a Lamborghini or is it, no, Bugatti? I said, why would I have one of those? Even if I could afford one, I wouldn't buy one. It's like, what am I doing with it? That's a supposing thing.
Yeah.
So I said, how many Bugattis do you see? Yeah, I'm going to get money and get a Bugatti. I was like, really? Really? I said, you know how much those cars cost? Do you know how much they cost to run?
Maintain,
Do you know how much they cost for anything?
They don't think about that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
just,
thing.
but as you said, that's what they see and that's what they think. And I'm
But
thinking,
can I just throw it in there? So the thing that I wanted to ask you, you're saying, yeah, you get all those things and then what happens? But for me, it's almost like a form of rebellion to say, we've seen people working hard. We've seen the other generation work really hard and they haven't got the things that work hard gives,
right,
or it's supposed to give, and that's what we was told.
Yeah.
And so now we're not going to do that because, or not necessarily that we're not going to work hard, but we're not going to work
that way.
We're going to
do it
work
another way.
smarter.
Yeah, they're actually pretty smart.
Rather than harder. So how do you then?
What are they chasing? You're chasing what?
I think the majority of them are chasing, like you said, it's that lifestyle.
Yes.
But then my thing is, I heard a guy say, he said something really good. He said, if I was going to give you £1 million, there's no strings attached, nothing, would you take it? Would you take it? If someone said to you, they're going to give you no strings attached,
I'll take
nothing.
it.
See, yes, let me ask you, because you already asked the girl. All right, so you'll take it. So say he says, you know what, I'm going to double it. Let me give you £2 million. You're going to take it. So then what if I said, once I give you that £1 million, you're not going to wake up tomorrow? Are you still going to take it?
No, because that's not what, that's just, you said no strings attached.
strings attached.
So if you're giving me stipulations, then no. Because the money is for me to invest. It's not for me to live a lavish lifestyle. It's to invest for my grandchildren.
Yes.
It's not about me living, because I'm not 21.
Right.
So buying fancy clothes and all that, I've gone past that.
Right.
I realise that's a waste of time.
Right.
I'm not making anything. Take 2 pictures and that's it. You can't wear the clothes again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
So,
Couple of events,
so
that's it.
if you're going to give me £2 million, no strings attached, I'll take it. I'm investing that.
So you're not going to wake up tomorrow? You'll still take the
No,
$2
no.
million?
If I'm not going to wake up, there's no point. Unless.
Okay, so that's what his
Yeah.
point was. His point was basically trying to let people know your life is way more important
course.
than any type of money in the
course.
world. And he finds, and this is coming from a man who's a very wealthy
as
man,
well.
very wealthy man, and he was trying to say that we're
right.
chasing the wrong things in life.
But their argument would be, it's easy for him to say that because
Because you got money.
if you got money, anything becomes philosophy. You can say whatever you want. You got money.
And that's why I say to the young people, when they've got
You
money,
got money, everything becomes a luxury. You can say whatever you want. That's a luxury belief.
Because you reach the self-actualization part of the
like
pyramid.
you
isn't it?
realise I've chased all the money
Right.
and I've got
There's
nothing.
nothing else there now.
Nothing.
And that's why I say to young people, I say this to young people, I say, life is more than money. Life is way more than money. Because you can have all the money and still never be happy. I said, you got billionaires still chasing money. Why? Because they can never be satisfied. How many cars do you think you can have and you be satisfied? How many clothes, you can never be satisfied. Money doesn't satisfy you. So you just be chasing.
It's not that it satisfies you. It takes. Money can't make you happy.
It doesn't do anything.
But
it just
can-
cushions the blow for that moment.
It can take away a lot of things that make people unhappy though.
Yeah, that's what
No,
it is.
it actually makes you more unhappy because now you
can.
become more. So when you got, because I've been around so many millionaires and they're around them, and now they become more cautious. They can't come up and talk to people freely.
Oh, because
They
they
can't
don't know
trust
if they're
anybody.
being
They don't trust
genuine.
anybody.
Yeah.
And they're driving their car and they're a bit more nervous in the car now because they don't want it to get scratched and all of that. So you're more on edge now because you can't be free. You go out and you got your watch on and you be careful that someone might want to rob me. So you know I'm not going to wear this watch. In fact, I'm not going to go to that place because I know that. So you start now becoming more in your head. So if you go to America, everywhere that's rich has got bodyguards. You know, you're a celebrity, you got bodyguards. Over here, that's why they like coming to UK because UK, we don't care if you're a celebrity. You catch the train, we don't care. Who cares? But when you got money now, everyone starts to get a bit nervous and they start being a bit this. And you can't be real with people because you can't trust anyone that's coming up to talk to you. And I'm like, who wants to live like that?
Well, there's a saying that I've heard, but I'm going to probably change it or paraphrase it. You know, people say they'd rather cry in a
big house,
in a a big house and actually be on the street. So
Yeah,
I think
of
it's
course.
that. So that saying is, and I think that's what
But
you're saying.
But having money is not a problem. But if that's what your goal
Going
is and
for.
your influence is, Like my youngest, he's 8, and I say, look, don't be chasing money. I speak to his friends. Don't make money the reason why you make a decision. Make a decision based upon something you like to do or you want to do, not because you're going to get paid this big amount of money at the end of it. Because I say, when it's cold and miserable and you have to get up to do that, are you going to get up?
Yeah.
Like you've got sports like footballers and basketball players or whatever sport, they have to get up early in the morning to go training.
That's right.
People don't see that they're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
and putting
but-
in that work.
Yeah.
Well, they see them at the end and getting paid and say they've been up since 6 and they've been doing that for the last how many years?
Right.
Consistently. as well.
Consistently, but they enjoy what they do.
Yeah.
If they didn't enjoy it, would you get up?
Yeah.
In the cold and rain and it's miserable and it's dark and everybody's in the house sleeping and it's all comfortable and it's snowing outside. You got to go out there. I remember I went to a young person, he said he wants to be a plumber. I said, is it? He goes, you know how much money they get for a call out, £100 a call out? I said, if I call you in the middle of winter, 4 o'clock in the morning because my pipe is burst, it's freezing cold, are you coming out to come dig up underneath? No, this is me. You're a plumber. You're getting your ass out there and you best be coming and digging up. And when it gets cold and that cold water hits you and your feet are freezing and you got to be down there digging, he changes his mind very quickly. I said, that's what a plumber does.
It's because you can have a passion for something, but passion doesn't always pay the same as everybody else.
It's true, you know.
It doesn't pay as well.
But it's not. But it doesn't matter about that because what I'm trying to say is, from you can pay your bills, and you got somewhere to sleep and eat and all of that.
Depends what we're in this economy, especially in London.
Oh gosh.
You can be in London for like $2.5 grand for a
Yeah,
1
but
month.
okay, you live where you can live. But what I'm trying to say is, okay, if you don't have the passion, if you don't have the passion for a job, it doesn't matter how much it's paid. It doesn't matter how much it's paid. It doesn't matter how much it's paid. Trust me, it doesn't, because you're gonna have to get into that place every day and you hate it.
Yeah, you're mentally.
You mentally you'll be killing yourself. Oh, I'm getting paid. Okay, I bought my house, I bought my car, I bought this, I've got this money in the bank, and I hate this place.
Yeah. You want to.
But you still have to go. You still have to go in there.
Yeah.
Because now you're living this life, and you're at this level. You got to maintain that now.
If you bought the house and everything,
You still got to maintain it, bro.
you've got to maintain it. But
You still got.
I would have thought that it's because when it comes to looking after a house specifically, is the mortgage more expensive than the maintenance of it? So a mortgage is like say £1,000 a month. How much would monthly bills be? Like 500 for gas, electric, food, things like that.
when the window breaks.
Oh, yeah, you have to pay for all of that.
And this breaks.
That's true. That's true.
And this happens, and the roof's got a hole in it.
And you're responsible for it. And you're gonna claim it on your insurance. And your insurance is gonna go up.
You got to pay for that.
Garden is being
And
maintained.
then you got to pay you got to pay for. It's people look at you. I bought my house. I say, yeah, but you got to maintain that now. The house doesn't just maintain itself. You know, if any improvements, decorations, new furniture, you got to be paying for that. And then you live in a certain lifestyle. You know, you're getting your whatever a year or a month, and you're buying your fancy cars parked up out front, which you got to insure, petrol and all of that. Now you're living in this level here, but your actual passion, the pay is down here, and you're stuck in a job that you hate. You're in a problem.
You're in problem. I mean, these celebrities, people don't actually know, but celebrities, they be renting houses, renting cars.
Yeah.
They
Renting
literally use
outfits.
credit card here, there, everywhere.
Yeah. Just to maintain that.
Just to maintain that
that
lifestyle.
image.
And then when they lose the money, oh gosh,
It's
they've got to be selling this, selling that, trying this, trying that.
It's really sad.
And this is all for a persona. This is all basically to influence. They want to keep up that, I've got
up with the
this, I've got,
Joneses,
exactly. I've got this, I've got that. So it's a lot of pressure, man. The overall.
Wow. Theo, what's your subject matter then?
It's similar to that,
Oh, nice.
but it's more about education.
Oh,
The
okay.
system, education system. Is it preparing the next generation for what's going to be happening in the next generation? So in terms of metaverse and AI and all of these different things, you know, do you still need to write? Who actually has a book and pen that they actually write with? You know, in their work, everyday job, I don't write. You send an email, you send, you know, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets. Who's actually writing? Who's actually doing the basics? Not saying you don't need it, but you know, you go on your phone and do maths.
Yeah,
It's there.
calculator.
You know, Google. Oh, where's the nearest country to here? What's this? YouTube. You know, everything's there. As you said, you learn from social media how to do X, Y, Z. So, is the school system still relevant for the next generation?
Oh, what do you think?
I work in a school as well, so
Oh, wow.
I'm a teaching assistant. depends upon what you're teaching them, because you actually find that the more we go towards technology, is actually there's like a backlash where people actually want to have like real things that are more human. So for example, you have, you know, the Amazon Fire thing, the Kindle that people read.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually prefer the hard copy book. There's something about a hard book you just take it up and read, where there's no distractions, no notification, just pick it up and read it. Technology free, just read the book.
And touch the feel of the paper as well sometimes.
Yeah,
as well.
the whole
experience.
experience is just human. It's not techie, it's just human. And then obviously with the AI thing, that's a tricky one, because I think that it's not even about being taught about AI, it's about whether AI is going to start teaching you after a while.
It's true. It's so true.
Because 50 years from now, they might be new teachers.
That's the truth. Or
I believe
doctors.
it.
You know,
Teachers.
Not the
Terminator.
doctors.
Yeah. You can teach kids about what they're actually learning. So, you know, things like, in my opinion, things that are a bit more relevant. So kids want to be like, they want to have their own businesses and stuff like that, right? I've never seen, apart from if you're doing GCSE business, I've never seen like kids learning about like how to open a business or how to file tax returns and stuff like that. I know things, for example, about why mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, for example, or what happened in 1066, the Battle of Hastings, hundreds of years ago. But I don't know how to open a business, or I don't know
Open
any
a
of that
bank.
kind
I
of
don't know
stuff.
how to open a bank
Bank
account.
accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
How
nothing.
credit works or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, companies are doing their bit. Like companies like Barclays, for example, they're actively pushing parents to try to get their kids to understand the value of money. So you have kids savings account where you're not charged interest or something like that when you're underage. So things are happening. So it's not that we're sitting on our roles doing nothing, but even so, we're moving at a pace now where it's hard to keep up. So 5 years from now, a teacher could be obsolete, and it also depends upon who's programming the AI as to what they're teaching kids.
And what the motivation.
Or will AI get even smarter and program itself?
Yes.
Because it didn't.
Yeah.
Let me get into like iRobot territory. I'm not trying
Or Terminator. You know what I mean? What do you think?
In my honest opinion,
Yeah.
I don't think you need teachers.
What?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah. I
Explain.
realized this during COVID. So I have a daughter.
Yeah.
And during COVID times, everything I needed to teach my child was online, was on YouTube. They had this guy who was doing PE in the morning. He was viral, doing PE in the mornings from the States. So she got up, she got her physical education. She did PE. Then there was another person she would learn maths and stuff from. Then she was learning on ABC Mouse and stuff like that. I would say the way that social media has come about, because even with my youngest, I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they're not in nursery right now. And when people meet my 2-year-old, they're like, "Bro, how's she so smart?" And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not all me. It's Rachel, Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel on YouTube has done her part.
Is that not teaching?
Yes, that is so. I'm not saying that teachers are not needed completely, but I'm saying teachers may not be needed with that one-on-one as much as we think so, because it has come to a point, and during COVID, a lot of parents will say that we were able to still teach our children. For me, I can say, luckily, because I am that parent that is like, you know, your education is really important, regardless if it's school or not, you're still making sure that you're going to be learning. She didn't fall behind. So I do feel that teachers are needed, but they are needed
To an extent.
To an extent,
Yeah, because it's
to an
like me,
extent.
like with me, because I'm on the autism spectrum. I didn't know this at the time when I was growing up though. I picked up on words very fast. That's why I'm good at English and writing stuff like that. My mum, apart from my own brain, my mum taught me how to read. I was reading at like year 5, year 6 level when I was like 4.
Wow.
And that's without social media. So big up to my mum for that. My mum that did it. Made no mistake about it. It wasn't the school. They helped to enhance it, but my mum gets the credit for that. And only my mum. But it depends on not only what you're teaching the child, but how teaching is taught as a concept, because there are certain things that can be learned in the classroom, there are certain things that can't be. So for example, if you want to be a doctor, for example,
Right.
I am not going to go to YouTube to learn how to cut open a person's brain.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I mean? There are some things that require formal education, where you have classes, you have a structure to the routine. And even, not only about teaching itself, but the whole structure of academia, where it gives you a certain discipline, where you go into class about accountability with time management, things like that, things they don't teach you indirectly. Things like growing up, getting up in a certain time in the morning, going to class, doing this assignment on time. If you're in uni, I stayed at home. But if you're in uni and learning how to manage finance, the whole experience of being an adult and learning how to do certain things, those things, I don't think they can be replicated via AI.
No, not those kind of things.
So,
The social aspects of school is important.
Very.
That's what kids miss out on, especially if they're doing home learning and stuff, which is fine. But I say to parents, your child needs to interact, because I know we're in a society now where everybody stays at home and works from home and stuff like that. So in the future, but in regards to school, because I work in and around school, my wife's a head teacher of a school, of a high school, and we have this debate all the time. My friend, he runs a ed tech company, and he does courses for her social enterprises and stuff like that. He's got a social enterprise space down in Shoreditch. And me and him were talking the other day, and he's like, schools ain't ready for this. Schools ain't ready, because you go in there, he's showing me 3D programming. He put that AI goggles thing on my head.
Yeah, the VR.
That's it. Yeah, don't play with that, man.
I like VR. I love it. I can't help
That stuff is dangerous, man.
Listen,
I like it.
do you not hear in they're saying that is it Megaverse? Is that what it's called?
Metaverse.
Metaverse,
yeah.
sorry. You're gonna be basically be able to buy your groceries.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the VR. So you don't have to leave your house
That's what I'm
to
saying.
buy your groceries.
Well,
Isn't that scary
Yeah,
to
but
you?
it's Wally,
very
isn't
scary to
it?
me.
It's Wally, that the cartoon where you're sitting and then you got the VR and you're able to just do things without actually physically getting out of your seat.
It's crazy.
But the thing is, I did a VR, like you said. I went like about years ago when it was outside. It was in Camden, and they had like a place where you could just go and do VR, and it was gaming VR.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't actually like it. I actually felt really, it was worrying, because I felt like I was stepping in places, and then it was making me feel really like, oh my gosh, I've just dropped, or do you know, things like
mess with your brain.
and I didn't actually.
Just too real.
I just didn't like it, and I also I took my husband to a theatre production that had VR in it 5 years ago, but it was theatre, but you put the VR in, and then you get to see the whole show, because he's into VR. So I wanted to, it was something that he would really love. And I was there, and I was watching this theatre production, and it was about domestic violence as well. So you could just imagine, I was sitting there, and it was like I was
Domestic
watching.
violence.
It had like a domestic violence part in the theatre production.
Oh, so you put on goggles, you still can't get pumped up.
You get and you saw the whole and afterwards they gave you like a leaflet, you know, if you've been affected by
Been
it.
affected.
Oh
Where's the phone number?
of
Where's the number? I was
Wow.
affected, man.
It's like, if you've been affected, please, there's a leaflet here for you to call. And I was just like, I was walking at it like this, and Kofi was like, this is because Kofi, my husband, is artistic and he's creative and theatre, writing, film. That's all his bag, you know.
He loves it.
So for him, it was like, this is the future, and I was like,
Crazy. It is crazy.
Could you imagine? So when we talk about VR, we think about gaming stuff, but imagine having to watch VR where it's a film or a theatre production like that.
But that's from that. You know the film? I think it's Total Recall with with
Arnold
Stallone and Wesley Snipes, and everything was done via VR.
Yes.
And the real world was under, and the people living. That's what, when I put that on, that's what it reminded me of. But the next generation, because like, you know, you got 14-year-olds who are multimillionaires by playing video games.
What is it called? Twitch,
no,
yeah.
but they play, but like football teams actually have a virtual football team, FIFA team that they actually
Call it
play.
EA Sports.
Yeah.
or FIFA.
EA Sports, that's the actual league, is called EA Sports, and these guys are millionaires, and they're from age of 14 to 21. Because after 21, your reaction slows down a little bit. 21, and you're retired at 21.
Oh, okay.
But you can make so much money. So I'm saying, what would you as a teacher or a school say to that young person to try and get them to sit down in class, knowing that I've got a game tomorrow for Real Madrid versus Arsenal. EA Sports. There's gonna be 100,000 people watching, because lots of people watch it. It's actually on Sky Sports now. They show EA Sports video games. It's like, really? I watched it. I'm like, I'm watching people play a video game. I cuss my sons for doing it. But now people are getting paid. I'm saying, our school's actually prepared for that. Because you can't say nothing. The last school I worked in, one of the guys was a skateboard champion. Yeah, he traveled the world, Europe. Skateboard sponsored by Vans. Didn't wear a school uniform. They used to cuss him because he put on black jeans and Vans. And he would come in on a Monday, just traveling in from somewhere in the world, and sleep. They let him sleep. in the head of year, because what can you say to him? In a year's time, he's leaving school and his path's already been set. He's a skateboard champion.
Yeah.
So he's just at school because he has to be there.
Yeah.
Not because
Yeah.
the education don't mean anything to him.
But then I think I agree with you in that respect here, because I think in that respect I feel like sometimes we need to look at the children's skills. And I know that some people argue that it does morph and change as they can sometimes when they get older and stuff like that. But I do sometimes think that they sometimes maybe the school system, while we want them to learn about what you said, time management, getting up, sometimes are we not then making them more like little mini robots that actually are following a specific pattern rather than actually the purpose and the pattern that's been already put on them?
Yeah, but they're not mutually exclusive. You can have passion while having a discipline or routine to your stride. Even in the arts, there are different kinds of arts, and they all have their own unique kind of discipline. You can't just do whatever you want. There's like it's organized madness, the best way I can describe it. But everywhere you go in life, there's going to have some kind of discipline or structure. You cannot do whatever you want whenever you want. That's just not how life works.
Right.
It's simple as that, really.
You see, also, in regards to working and people being conformed to that environment, most people work at different times. You work your own hours, your own time management. But most people, when you go for a job now, they say, you got to do your time management.
Yeah.
It's not like you start at 9 and finish at 5. Where the school is set, start here and you're going to be late. And it's like, no, some people start work at 6 o'clock in the morning and finish by 10.
And also remote working has changed.
Remote working, that's what I'm saying. So everything the world has changed so much.
So you feel like the school should actually adapt itself to
it's
be
going to
more...
they have to revisit it and look at it and say, what are we teaching? Is it helping these young people? Is it preparing them for the future? Because that's what school was before, preparing you for the future.
Right.
Are they preparing the young people for the future? The future where a 14-year-old or 12-year-old is sitting in his house getting paid to play video games.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with him?
Yeah.
Telling him about some history and all the stuff. They're not hearing it.
It's just like going from one hand up the other.
Yeah. So
For them, it's like, is it really all about money though? Like, at the end of the day.
No, but I'm saying, but this is my career. I'm going down this career path. There isn't a career path set out for that now. The system isn't designed for that. I remember like when computers came out. I had 3 computers in my school when they came out. It wasn't the system. The world wasn't ready for that. It wasn't ready for computers on the grand scheme because they never studied it.
Yeah.
So I remember the guys that were older that studied it. They had to read by books. They had to learn books.
It's
So
a
what would you
library.
recommend them? So we have GCSEs, for example, GCSE and how to play video games for streamers, something like that.
Whatever the system, I don't know, because I'm not in that hemisphere.
So what they could do is they can add, I don't know if they have it already, but something like GCSE coding. That's something.
They do that in computers, but what I'm trying to say is certain lessons, because remember, when you leave school, the people that are more successful are the creative people.
A lot of the time.
In all times of world, sports, movies, arts, those are the people that are celebrated.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
And those are the people, if you were talking about money, those are the ones that's getting paid.
Right.
Not the doctor,
Not the doctor.
not the lawyer,
Not the lawyer.
Not
the
professor.
teacher, the
Well,
professor.
unfortunately, those jobs are vital. For society.
Those jobs are vital, and those ones you need to study for because of how they're set up.
But no one cares about them.
But the ones that actually are the ones that are out there, and
showbiz
the
jobs.
showbiz, those are the ones entertainment.
Right.
And that's why
and you
people
don't
wanna
really
follow them
need much.
because they want the fame and the
Yeah.
glory, but no one wants to feel like that they don't matter as much.
But the
It's
people
not really fair,
But
is
the
it?
people that they're following, the influencers, they're none of those things. They're not showbiz. They're not entertainment. They're not footballers. They're not sports people. They're not musicians.
No, they're just personalities.
They're just a person
Yeah.
that jumped off a building. Everyone went, oh, I'm gonna follow them.
But that's not entertaining in itself, though, because entertainment in itself is evolving as well. So TV shows used to be just a TV. Then we had like internet stuff, and then we had YouTube
Netflix,
shows and everything.
Yeah.
And before you know it, internet can be anything from a TV. The TV just become one of the many ways you can consume content
And
now.
VR
Yeah,
as well.
but what I'm saying is, it's still a movie. Still a movie.
Yeah.
It's still a movie.
It's true.
It's still a movie. It doesn't matter where you're watching it or how you're watching it.
It's
What
still a
platform? It's still a movie.
They're YouTube shorts, though.
But-
I don't watch YouTube shorts on the TV.
Yeah,
I watch
but
it on my phone.
what I'm trying to
Oh,
say
do
is,
you?
trying to say is, you're still watching a person acting.
Yeah.
Sports is still watching a man play football or basketball or whatever sport they're into. You're still watching that. There's still entertainment. So I'm saying, especially in this country, we're not prepared for sports. The country's not designed for sports. There's no sports programs.
Oh gosh.
Apart from football.
Don't get
There's not even a
sidelined.
football sports program. Grassroots, you have to go and so like okay in America, they don't have like they don't have little teams. You go to the school is the team.
Yeah.
And if you want to change the team, you change your school.
It's true.
Yeah, so there's a program there, and then
there's
and
a system.
that young person can follow that
follow.
young person from 5 all the way up to the
All the way
professionals.
up until.
100%.
Yeah.
Don't
Over
clubs
here-
have like academies and stuff?
Yeah, but you have to be involved in that academy. You got to play for your local team to get involved in the academy. We're in other countries. It's the school.
It's a school.
The school's got the
Yeah.
program. If
Yeah.
you're good at athletics, if you're good at anything.
And also the
Football,
way,
basketball.
and even though, sorry, Theo, to interrupt you, but even in America, the system now is that the schools now, the universities are now getting sponsorship. So now you're actually going to be getting sponsored. You know, before you wasn't getting. So it's like you can be at the universities and the schools and get sponsorship, and then still build up yourself and get to the professional
Yeah,
level.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So
Well,
there's a lot of people who will go to college. The rule used to be you needed to complete at least a year's worth of college before you can move into MBA or WNBA.
why?
Which is coming exactly to what you're saying, where if this person's going to be in the NBA
Yeah,
anyway, why are they
Yeah.
in class? But then also for you to even be on the basketball team, the thing is you have to have
education has to
A's,
get-
you have to have B's.
Oh,
You
really?
can't,
Yeah.
yes, you can't be
To keep on
failing.
the program, you have
You
to be-
cannot be failing. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I do think is really positive that they do. You have to be passing all of your classes and have a high GPA in order for you to stay on the team. And that's
Yeah.
from primary school all the way up
Every way
until
through.
university.
Also have to sit back there.
And I feel like, because my husband is from the States, he says this all the time. Like literally, he does not like the school system here and the way that it is with regards to the clubs and stuff. Like, they have literally like a whole bunch of activities just at the school. Where here we have some activities,
Yeah.
but just like you were saying, they even have scouts. Scouts come to even primary school age children and look, and literally say, do you know what? I think this person is going to be a really good basketball player. We're going to follow this person. We're going to follow their story. Then when they go to high school, they follow them. They put them in newspapers, like the local newspapers with their area and stuff like that.
It's a big
It's a
program.
different ball game with
So-
regards to they really invest
Yes.
in their children. And it's like before they're even born, they're like, okay, you're going to be a basketball player. We're going to do this. You're going to be training this. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. And they put them in different programs. They see which one sticks. All right, you're good at that one. That's what we're going with.
And you see what that does, that eliminates the money issue. So over here, if you don't have any money, your child's not doing anything. Your child's
Right.
not going into acting, your child's not going into this, medicine, whatever, because you can't afford it.
Right.
We're there, I don't care if you can't afford it. You got a talent, we're gonna nurture that talent.
Yep.
and follow you through.
So and we're gonna make it happen because
Yeah.
if you look at any industry in America, especially for the black people,
Yes.
when you hear their stories, oh we were poor. Kobe, what's his name? LeBron. LeBron
Yeah.
used to sleep in his car.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, to where he is now. That would never happen here. You know, for him to become up there, that's if it does happen, he's very, very fortunate.
They've all got that story.
But they've got that story coming from nothing. We know 10 of us in the house, but my talent.
Has taken me.
Taken me
Michael
through.
Jackson's a prime example
Yeah,
of that.
they
you
got
know?
because
Yeah.
they have programs set up
Yeah.
where we don't have any program set up for anything. My son plays basketball. I've got to be spending money like crazy.
Yeah,
And
just-
I said, supposing we didn't have any money, so he wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah, so it becomes a bit of an elitist kind of.
Yeah.
Work
Yeah.
class system,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And that's all to do with the system over here is bad. But the education system is really bad because it's teaching stuff that, as you said, 1066. Who
They
cares?
don't even remember now.
Like, who cares? The Battle of Hastings, who cares? Really and truthfully, in the grand
How are
scheme
you
of things,
preparing me for twelve?
what's that going to help me with?
Right.
What's that really going to help
Exactly.
Can you
because-
prepare
Because
me?
when you're trying to count your money or do whatever you do, you're not thinking the back of
can't-
the
I
case. I mean,
can't-
when would you use that?
Yeah,
Even
I
as part of
can't-
your,
I can't-
as your
I
support.
can't
But
do
you,
that.
but it's in an exam and you got to pass it, and
Yeah.
so you've got to answer those questions, as they
They're not-
say.
Are they just trying to find? Look, I don't want to not at risk of my job here. do you think that in like 20 years' time, they're gonna be so desperate to keep their job, they just have to keep inventing new ways to stop people from doing things, basically? So, like, if they were to implement an American-style system here with like sports and stuff, they'll say you have to go to certain classes about this time to make
Yeah.
sure teachers keep their job.
That's what I
Yeah.
think they will have to do, because that's the only way
To make sure they're needed.
They're needed, yeah, and to sustain the system. Otherwise,
that creates more jobs.
Yeah.
It creates more jobs
It
because
creates
you need
jobs,
because
yeah.
you need more people to teach them. So if you've got a sports program, you need more coaches.
No, I'm saying with technology, do you think that the idea of formal education will be obsolete one day? And therefore,
I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think it will be.
To a certain extent, not like the doctors, like you said. That's more hands-on.
Even the doctors.
Oh
even.
gosh, the AI
Literally
doing,
and it's precise because so you know, and they've got 100%. Like their record is like no one dies, you don't get no infection. You're gonna. If you had a choice, let me put it to you. If you had an AI and they had 100% record, there's no infections when when people had operation, they can take it out and it's all clean.
Right. They're not tired.
They're not tired. they can work 24 hours. And also
the electricity is running.
That means the price is also cheaper. The price is also cheaper. Who would you choose, a human or that?
Where will that lead to? To the point where every job is taken, so we as a human being have
not every job. Because listen, the early years,
and that's my fear. I don't want to be around when that happens.
I feel like in the early years, you can't use an AI for early years.
You might be surprised.
What robot is going to feel nice, hugging and cuddling? You can't. The nurturing and stuff.
Have you not seen Netflix? And there's a film called Mummy or something, or Mum.
What's that?
And she's nurturing the baby.
Who, the robot?
It's a robot. And she's nurturing the baby. The child doesn't know what's like the outside world is actually just broken down, and this robot has just been put to.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That child has to be so socially awkward.
The child don't even have a name, big man. The child is like named child or son or daughter or something. There's no humanity to it at all.
Yeah, that's
no.
There's no,
that
that's
can't run.
cold.
That can't run. That can't run.
There's no humanity left. So it's like, what's the purpose of humanity?
I'm fearful of that with the AI pushing on. Because what it does is, you know, they want everyone to stay at home. They're gonna bring out my friend that's running the ed tech company, because he's part of all of that. He goes, you don't realize what's going on. In 15 years' time, they're gonna give you social living allowance of £1,600 a month.
Or UBI, Universal Basic Income.
So if you can't live off that £1,600 a month or whatever, if you go out and they monitor your money. So if you go out and say you're gonna splash it on whatever, then they take it from you and all of that. I'm like,
but wait, hold on a second. I'm confused.
It's crazy.
So for example, they give you 16,000 a month, for example. 16,000, no.
1,600.
1,600.
But I'm still working.
No, you're not working.
No, you're not working.
Because the robots are doing the work.
So
they just give that to you.
So
and it's a living allowance.
It's a living allowance.
If they say to you, you know what, we know that you like sugar, but we can see that your body is not taking it. You could end up being diabetic in future because, you know, the minority, it's like a minority report, but a medical version where we can see the future. We don't want you to buy any more chocolates.
So they're going to take the money away.
And
decline.
then you try and go buy chocolate now because they're giving you a living. They'll be like, no, you're declining. Your things, or you buy it and they say, well, we've checked your record and we know that you went and bought chocolate when we told you not to. So now we're taking either your.
It's a nanny state thing, basically.
So fine, or we just say you're not going to get the 1,600.
I need to do some research on this.
It's the whole thing.
That sounds crazy.
It's when you outsource your own personal autonomy to like a tech company somewhere, and they can decide where you can go, what you can eat, how you can spend it, everything. When you outsource you to somebody else,
your essence.
So it's like a nanny state kind of thing. They call it a nanny state.
That's what.
But there's no. Okay. I'm just getting my head around it.
But are you against having 1,600 a month?
No, I'm against it.
I'm against it. I'm gonna just use I have my business. Hopefully, they're not gonna be saying, "Oh, entrepreneurs, you're gonna do that," because that is just mad.
It's these things that. You know, that's what made me think of the topic. Because I was speaking to him and goes, "This is crazy, man.
It's scary.
This is. I don't like the AI thing." I said it's good for what it does, but when it's trying to now take humans' place,
that's what you have to do.
That's too much.
If you go Tesco right now,
you don't have a till to go.
There's no till. Even the bank. I went to the bank the other day. There was no one to talk to.
I like self-checkout tills.
Do you? I don't.
It depends if I got small stuff. If I got a big stuff, if I got a big trolley full, I don't want to be on the. You can't pile it up.
It's like I'm working for you. Like, are you paying me though?
Right? Labour.
But it's just easier as well when they just
exactly.
The conveyor belt's bigger.
It's not nice.
Why do you like it?
I think I don't like because sometimes the cashiers make small talk to me. I don't really like it.
That's what it is.
You see?
It's also, and plus with an American thing where there's a thing called tipping in America.
Oh,
where they expect like you to give them like £1 or £2 just for doing your job.
But over here we're not.
We don't tip.
We don't have a tipping culture over here.
I just don't like small talk.
We're gonna start tipping the robot now.
That's right.
We're gonna start tipping the robot.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
That's the thing I don't like.
Right. So on my subject matter, guys, I'm going to let you watch a video.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about. I'm going to let you watch a video, and it's about dishonest harmony and honest conflict. But I'm gonna let you watch it first, yeah? So let me put it on, and then I'm gonna. Hang on 1 second.
Dysfunctional families sweep problems under the rug. One of the hallmarks of a dysfunctional family is they never truly get to the bottom of problems and conflicts. One of the reasons this happens is because they would rather have dishonest harmony than honest conflict. Usually they are uncomfortable with honest conflict and they would rather just ignore the problems and pretend they don't exist. This creates shallow and superficial relationships between the family members, and there is this fake energy in the air when that happens as well. Another thing that will happen is when someone does try to bring up an issue, they will treat that person like they're the problem and then blame them and say, you should just get over it, this person's family. Because often issues get in the way of the image they have of the ideal family. So they would rather shut it down and pretend like it doesn't exist to have dishonest harmony.
It's true to a certain degree.
Yeah.
It's true to a certain degree.
So, what do you mean?
Right.
Explain, expand.
Okay, so I think there are many reasons why I would assume that families have issues. Depending on like maybe your religious background or cultural background, there might be things that certain communities have gone through that other people haven't, and that can lead to a lot of trauma. You could also talk about certain cultural and social attitudes towards things that we're now talking about. So for example, nowadays in the black community, it's only in the last 5 or 6 years that we started to talk about mental health, especially with black men as well, and how, you know, on average, 4 out of 5 people that take their own life are men. I'm not quite sure what the proportion is for like between white men, Asian men, black men, but I know it's quite a big thing in our community. So that's one thing as well. But I think the man is right to a certain degree. It depends on where the origin comes from. People are more likely to want to give off the image of being happy than actually being happy or satisfied. There's also this thing to do with like not to be too deep here, but things to do with like
No, get deep, Aaron.
things like sexual abuse, where a child could tell their mum, for example, or their dad, Uncle so-and-so is touching me in a certain place, and the mum or the husband or whatever would not believe them because it can't be Uncle so-and-so, because Uncle so-and-so is a member of our family and he's good and he's no way he can hurt us, only to find out years later that he is doing certain things, he's doing madness, and then years later down the line when she's all messed up and she has, you know, certain views towards her sexuality or how she can't maybe connect with people, or she does something mad, like even maybe attacks him or kills him, or not to say that's what's going to happen, but there's going to be consequences down the line, but you didn't deal with the issue right now because you think that because he's a trusted person, he's not, in your mind, he's not an abuser, and therefore he cannot be the abuser, so basically you're lying, so now you believe you're this person over your own child. And it can be quite dysfunctional at times. So it depends on the source of the dysfunction, where it comes from, essentially. And those are a whole different topic, but yeah, that's my opinion.
What do you think?
Again, like I do think, again, to a certain extent, it's like, piggybacking off you said with regards to the person being abused and saying the uncle situation, and
or auntie, obviously.
Or auntie, it could be anyone,
Quality,
basically.
Yeah.
And it might be that the person is telling their mum, and the mum was still abused by that same person, and still doesn't say anything because it's taboo. We don't talk about that.
So is it that
we know that he does this to these people, but we don't talk about it.
Are they maintaining? They want to have a dishonest harmony. Is that what you're saying? Or is it that they just want to talk? Is it more of a taboo?
I feel like it's more they want to sweep it under the rug because, like the guy said, with regards to an image, because once you open that door. You don't know what could happen. Sometimes families really do split apart. Depending on what type of family it is, it could be a church family, like say a pastor or anything like that. So I feel like a lot of people, depending on where your family's hierarchy is and who you are, they do sweep a lot of things under the rug, like he said, and they live in basically
dishonest harmony.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Theo?
Oh, that's common in a lot of family, and that's not even a race or cultural thing. That's just people, and when you go in that environment, you feel it.
Literally, you know what?
Feel it.
You literally do. It's so. It's tangible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You lot are being fake. And we know you're not together. You lot are not together.
You just the conversations, the relationships between
100%.
people, and it doesn't, it's like a ticking time bomb, and it just takes for that one word or someone, and it kicks off. And that happens so much, and it's even worse in a church environment.
That's
It's
why I
even
brought
worse in a church
yeah.
environment, especially when you go to some people's houses, and you're like, okay, Sunday you don't be preaching this, or you don't be talking this, or you're doing this. I come to your house and it's like, okay, like the morgue.
Literally.
Like
Complete different person.
You want to leave, innit?
yeah, like you stay for dinner, boy. I have bad stomach. I think I drank some milk. I'm lactose intolerant. That's my
Let's
guy.
go. Everyone knows now.
Oh boy, I think I drank some milk. I gotta go home because the environment isn't right. But on the outside, everything looks good. You're taking the pictures, it looks good. We go on holidays, it's all good.
Or the influences.
Yeah,
basically.
the influence.
I was just
That's what came into my head.
that.
So you're in there influencing people to say
Yes.
that you're living this life, but
And really,
truthfully,
you're not.
no.
You're not. But then that's why you shouldn't really give in and look into influencers so much, because you do not know what happens behind closed doors. It may look all nice and prestige right now on the surface, but you have no idea
what's really
going on.
But the things, the things when we talk about dishonest harmony, the gentleman talked about families, but I think we can look at it in friendships.
Oh yeah.
We can look at into different, workplaces even where there's a dishonest harmony, where there's no, the conflict is not being dealt with, or what it is that needs to be talked about is not talked about. And so it's kept under wraps, and there's a dishonest harmony, and then because I don't want to deal with what he said was a conflict that has got harmony, because you can't have conflict because people don't normally think about conflict having harmony, because it deals with things and it changes the atmosphere, and it's not really talked about. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Some conflict is needed because that situation's not going to go away without the conflict. So the longer you leave it, the worse that conflict's going to become.
Right.
Because now I've got years of built up of animosity,
100%.
anger,
Regret.
regret. So we've built this all up where, at the time, if we dealt with it, it's done. Or even if we dealt with it a few days or closer to the time. But now we've got all these history now. We've got to go through all this history to actually get to the root of the conflict. Sometimes people don't even know. Remember what the actual issue was. I just don't talk to them.
Yes.
Why don't you talk to them? Because we just don't talk. Because of this or this. But that was last week. Why don't you haven't talked to them for years?
Yes.
20 years ago, they did this at the party, and it's like, okay, and so we don't talk because of this, or we pretend that we are family, but we didn't deal with the issue. Or the person that maybe is abuse is acting out. No, they're just acting out because nobody's listening.
Yes.
They're on drugs because nobody's listening to them. They're the ones that they've been victimized again by the family. So I was victimized by one of the members of the family. Now the whole family has victimized me. So what am I supposed to do? Where's my safe haven? Where's my sanctuary? Who do I go to? So, and then the families just sweep it. It's horrible, man. It's
Just
actually
being
horrible.
fake, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember what movie it was I watched. It was either a movie or a show, but basically the couple were no longer together. There was infidelity within the relationship. The man cheated on the woman. They have kids and stuff together. That's an issue in its own, when families have kids and they feel like they have to stay together because of the kids and stuff like that. And obviously infidelity brings a lot of shame, and it brings a lot of shame upon your family as well. And some people would rather sweep it under the rug and just deal with it within the home.
That's right.
Like, I know it's wrong. You should have never done this, but I don't want anyone else knowing what happened between. It's just with us. So when we go out in the house, you're sleeping on the couch, I'm sleeping in the bed, because that's how it was. And when they go out, it was like the perfect family. The 2 kids, the husband, that. And then he was opening the car door, and literally you can see the tension. She's just like literally, because she didn't.
But shame for who though? The husband or the wife?
I think a shame for both of them. Well, it depends if the husband does, or the wife, whoever cheated, does.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because if people knew the situation, they found the husband was cheating, I don't think anyone would blame the child that got cheated on.
But you know when people, people put on that, when people put on that
people,
facade, you know that, oh, we're better than you.
Yeah.
When you put yourself in that,
But that's on them then.
That's where the shame comes from.
It's not even about better than you, but I think people have an image of what they view their lives. And they see how they want certain things to be seen. So it's not even about I'm better or they're better than them. Yeah. But my thing is, I mean, I've always been. I'm a very vocal person, and I like to have conversations. And I don't feel comfortable sitting in a dishonest harmony environment. I can't be in that environment. Whatever needs to be said,
just
you know,
the
for the sexual. I mean, I'm not saying any of this, but anything, it just needs to be talked about.
That's
you know,
right.
fidelity, whatever it may be, because whatever it is, if you don't deal with it, like you said, it becomes it gets worse and worse. And you know, sometimes you mentioned about men committing suicide and so forth. These are some of the things because they haven't got a place where there isn't, you know, that dishonest harmony is something that it's around them. They're not allowed to maybe come out and speak and view it. And I'm not even defending someone like R. Kelly. But R. Kelly, if you was to look at his history and what happened to him, you know, he got abused by 2 men, you know, sexually, and his sister apparently did abuse him as well. So there's like, in his formative years where he's supposed to be just enjoying and playing and having a good time, those are things that took place, right? And because there was a dishonest harmony there, because his mum took money from one of the guys when it went to court, and then she shut it so she could shut it down. There was dishonest harmony, which brought about a dishonest harmony. You don't know what that's going to bring. It's like what you said, Theo, you know, self-medication through drugs or something like that. You don't know, you know, this is the thing that people don't understand. Depression, anxiety could even come from that, where people can't actually cope with what is actually happening, and they haven't been able to have an honest conflict.
Right.
You know, and I think that is so important in the society and across the board. And I would want to encourage people to be able to do that, whether in the families, in churches, in, you know, friendship groups, because if you don't have that, then what do you really have?
I was watching a podcast the other day, right, with a psychologist, and a guy called online called Stephen Bartlett, I think his name is. Yeah, Stephen Bartlett, And there was like a psychologist, and he was saying that with most of male suicide, most of it doesn't actually come from like actual mental health issues. It comes from them viewing their life as not being allowed to, or not being perceived to have a place to talk, or they see their lives as kind of like not worth living because of different factors. One of those factors was about not being allowed to have emotions, or not being allowed to express themselves, or not being allowed to be vulnerable with people because of the perception of the way that people treat men. I'm sure it's different for women. I'm not an expert, I don't know. But for men, it can be a lot to do with like how much they're earning. It can do with like what they're supposed to be, how many. Some people would even say how many girls they've slept with. I'm not involved in that, but it can be perceived that way for some people.
Of course.
And if they're not living that lifestyle, then they're not really worth as much as somebody else's. Then you couple that with like, I don't know what we're going through now. I don't know if I want to call this economic depression, where it's hard for guys out there to find places and stuff like that. Even if you're in social housing, if you're a single man, you're the bottom of the queue. It comes from single mothers, then families, and then everybody else, and then single men at the bottom. So in every aspect of society, single guys, or just men in general, we tend to be the least of the priority. So they look at that and they say, well, my life's not worth living because it's just going to get on worse because people don't think of me as anything. So why continue to go on? Why continue to be alive? Why do people continue to lie to me and tell me that life is worth living? Because am I going to get certain outcomes based upon who I am? No. Are women, that's a different story, I don't want to be too controversial, but to a certain degree,
Right.
So
what do you think
about
that, guys? About what Aaron said about the priority and you know, but then it's like is that not being allowed to have an honest conflict and honest conversations? It can have such an impact. I mean, what have you guys come across anything like that? Do you think that's what's really going on out there?
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't got, as a man, especially with the social media, because of that, you know, especially with the young men, because I know the suicide rate is high in the young men. You know, you look at your life, and then, you know, you're trying to find a partner. You got to be earning 6 figures. You got to have a 6-pack. You got to have this. You got to have all of these criterias before you can even step to a young lady. You're looking at yourself saying, "I'm not the best reader. I'm not. I haven't got. I work in a warehouse. I'm never gonna earn 6 figures. I'm not, ripped. I'm not a gym guy. You see young guys all going to the gym and trying to get hench. You know what I mean? They're all trying it because that's what society is saying to them. You need to be doing that. So when you reach a certain age and you look around and it's like, I don't have a nice car. I still live at home with my mum, or I've got a little room somewhere. I don't have 6 figures in the bank. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. All of these different things, and then you see your friends doing certain things. You start to feel less than.
Yeah, the comparison.
You just start feeling less than, and then you can't say that now because you're considered weak, boy, this, that. And then when you step to a girl and then she says, "What are you talking to? Look at you! You come and buy me a drink or whatever it may be." It's like, so what purpose am I serving? I'm not gonna ever have children. I'm not gonna do this. Nobody notices me.
It's ruthlessly competitive.
Yeah.
Really?
Ruthlessly competitive.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is for women. 'Cause I'm not a woman, but for guys, it's ruthlessly competitive.
Because it's a male,
Yeah, but then
bonding
can I
thing,
just say that, isn't it? I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff online, guys, and I'm going to throw it out there. You're saying it's ruthlessly competitive, but is it because the men are going for specific types? Because everybody should go in their lane. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't.
There's the fast lane, the middle lane, and then the slow lane. So which lane are you going? Are you all going to the fast?
They don't know what lane. But the thing is, what makes me laugh is when I see these young women speaking, I'm saying, who are you?
But that's the whole point.
What do you bring to the table?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
You got a 21, 22-year-old talking.
Yeah.
I think I saw one the other day. She goes, "Yeah, you got." She basically she didn't realize what she was saying, but she's saying if the man's got money, he can step to her. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm thinking, you just sound like a hoe. You sound like a prostitute. That's basically just prostitution. You're not. It's just because you look. You know how hard it's made me look beautiful. I said you're not beautiful because. Beauty is classed
You don't have to be anybody. You just got money and that's it. That means
you just got to be able to get a hair done, nails done,
and that's not
the bag, everything.
Yeah, but then when you hear that, for me, it goes back to maybe the fact that families are not providing that for girls. Because back in the days, your mum would be the one, or your mum and dad would be the one that would be giving you money to go and do those type of things. And so you wouldn't be necessarily requiring a man to do that. Your parents would want to see a man that has character and has all those things. But now it's almost like it's shifted, that the responsibility being a family thing, or your dad or your mum giving you those things to go and do, you're requiring it from a stranger rather than your family giving that to you.
What's
so
happened?
Is that what it is?
I'm going to tell you what's happened. What has happened is, in today's society, it is expensive. Everything now is expensive. Unfortunately, I've got a friend who, her son is such a good boy. And he got in the wrong crowd because his mom doesn't make enough to buy him the J's and everything that he wants.
The what, sorry?
The J's, Jordans. Because the look now is you've got to have the Jordans and all that, the Gucci belt, all of that. That is the look. The same with these girls. When I'm seeing these high school girls going to school, they've got lace wig on, nails done, lashes. Why do me and you look the same? I'm 32 years old. You're about 12. And we're shopping at the same place. You almost got the same outfit. Like, why?
It's a fashion show.
Right. It's become so then it puts pressure on the parents as well. So guess what? My mum doesn't have it because she don't have the £200 that I need for my weave. So then guess what happens? That's where the influencing comes in. Because guess what? I'm gonna get endorsement. Guess what? People who own businesses that have hair and stuff like that, you got a little following, I'm going to give you free hair. You're going to promote that for me. So now you get free hair, you get free clothes, you get all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
But for young men, it won't be just influencers. They will be like county line drug smuggling. You want the money?
They'll try to groom them.
I'll give you £3,000. Take this drugs, go to somewhere in and just carry it from there to there, and I'll give you a couple of grand, and that's it. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
exactly the same thing, but
it's
more dangerous.
It's more dangerous for the men than it
is
for the women.
And the girls do the smuggling as well.
Oh,
but in regards to the families, bringing it back to the disharmony, it's now I'm doing what I'm doing. You as the parent know what I'm doing, but no one ain't talking about it.
Oh yeah.
So as a child, you're not protecting me.
Right.
How can you? When mom, you didn't have the money for the bill last month, but I gave it to you.
So role reversal, but that's the mum or the parent putting it on the child and relying on the child, where they shouldn't, no matter what the situation is, yes, we're going to go through hard times, we're a family, but because now we're keeping it quiet, my son or my daughter's paying the bills and they're doing this, but they're only 14 and they're making that money, I'm not speaking about it.
Or they're 18 on OnlyFans and literally making thousands,
doing what they're doing,
doing whatever they're doing,
and
I'm looking after the house now.
Yeah, I'm paying.
I paid the bills last month.
So Aaron, you said that's different. How is that different?
Well, no, I'm saying it's the same. It is a little bit different with OnlyFans specifically, because like that's kind of changed the perception of how people view women and men and what we're supposed to. Because it's about, like I said, with influence, it's quite powerful. There's many aspects to how people, society perceives men and women how they're supposed to be. With pornography, what it does, it kind of, with OnlyFans specifically, it kind of gives you like almost a false perception of what sex is supposed to be. So it's not necessarily about, you don't even have to be a Christian to believe in like commitment and marriage. You don't have to be a Christian to believe in that. But nowadays you can just meet up with somebody, they look good, you know, message someone to jump into bed with them and that's it. And it's all for money. So it's not really organic anymore. It's just about, I don't know what the word is, endorphins, dopamine.
Yeah, just
about pleasure.
Just instant gratification. But yeah,
I think doesn't it go back to what Theo said, that is it prostitution?
Yes.
Prostitution is. It's just on screen.
Right.
And you're just getting paid on screen. You're just without actually having to do anything physical.
Right.
So you're selling yourself, but then the family knows it, and no one talks about it.
I never talk about
But
it.
It only comes out.
well.
But it only comes out in family arguments. Like you go to a family event, and that OnlyFans girl or son or whatever walks in. I know the cousins or the aunties will be saying, and you know they make the money. Then what she do? She do this and that. I mean, I'm my nephew. But no one ain't saying anything. But hi, how you doing?
Yeah,
right. It's all good. Oh, lovely. Oh, your
hair looks nice.
Yeah, it looks so nice. Yeah,
fake.
You went traveling.
And the young person knows it, and then the parent, nobody's protecting anybody, so that just stays there until eventually it blows up. And
I even heard somebody, when you talked about the wedding, it reminded me of a story where somebody was actually not invited because they were on OnlyFans to a family wedding because they said they don't want them there because of the fact that what they do there. Yeah. So it's like these type of things have an impact, but no one's had a discussion prior to that. So the wedding's to say anything, but the wedding's coming up now, and all of a sudden, I'm not invited. But why?
But last week he was at my house eating
and like it was okay,
like it was big. You're drinking my champagne, and all of that. But now,
you know, so
no,
it's
I don't want you there
exactly
because you're gonna take pictures and put it on your social media.
That's right,
and people are gonna put us together. I didn't know so and so was your cousin. They put OnlyFans.
I don't want you. I just want your money. Not how you get it. I want the money without the stigma. Basically.
That's right.
And then they'll sweep that under the carpet and act like nothing's never happened. And it just
so what's your solution, guys? I mean, how do you manage dishonest harmony? How would you advise anybody that's going through
deal with it?
It's like you said, you gotta deal with it. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
When it happened, next day, couple weeks, whatever it is, but deal with it then instead of making it manifest over the years and stuff.
I do this thing with young people. When I work with them, I said, you got 3 options to deal with something. You can either leave it, like spilled milk. You spill the milk, you got 3 options. Leave it, walk away, and just leave it there, don't deal with it. Or you can cuss, kick up a fuss, and then eventually deal with it. Or you can just deal with it. That's the thing. You can. So a lot of families, the issues happen, and they walk away. Stale milk, what's gonna happen? It's gonna stink.
Eventually, you're going to have to deal with it.
And the thing is, but people
might as well just deal with it at one time.
People can be like, well, where's that smell coming from? They might even forget where it is.
What's happened because you put things around it. You know, you put a cabinet in front of it. Everything's like, but it's coming from over there. You know, 10 years later, there's something smell bad in here.
Yes.
I read about this tradition. I think it's part of like Eastern Europe, Mediterranean countries, where there's tradition where basically once a year families come together, and if two members have like a conflict or something, they have literal fist fights to sort it all out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, it's finished there. They kiss and make up, and that's it. Right? It's done. If it continues after that, then there's going to be a problem with the family and how they might disown you and stuff like that. So you had that one chance
to deal with it.
To deal with it. If you have to punch them in the face, you do it, and you're allowed to do that. But after that day, tomorrow,
it's forgotten
It's
about.
finished.
Yeah,
Right.
that's good.
That's a
I think that's good, but without the violence part. 100%. I do feel like that is a good idea, and families should definitely do that.
Like once a year.
Yes,
sit
once
down.
a year, sit down and just
Get it all
load
out.
it
all
off
out, just
and just
flush it all
let it all out,
100%.
and then
Go into
move
the
on
new
from
year
there.
fresh.
The new year, fresh.
Thrash it all out.
Don't
get
come
all
back
that-
to it. It's done. It's
done.
like what was it? It was one of the housewives that I was watching. I think it was Atlanta Housewives. No, I lied. It was Married to Medicine. And what they do is they come and they wrote on a piece of paper like issues and stuff that they had, and then they burnt it in a fire. It's gone, dusted. Never speak about it again. They talked about it at first at the table, and then after
Once
they
they
burnt
burn
it.
it.
It's done.
Great. That's it. That's
But
it.
then you guys say that, but then sometimes some things are not. If somebody's, for example, not accepting, doesn't want to talk about it, or
No, you have to talk about it.
You have to talk
You have
about
to
it.
talk
You're
about
saying, but what about if they are talking about it, but they're not acknowledging or accepting
That's
their
on them.
and so are you saying that even if in that situation after the next day you're saying that's it, it's not going to be talked about no more. We've spoken about it and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you make the decision right there and then if you feel like you're going to continue having a relationship with this person or you're not. And then after you've made that decision,
There
you
it
just
is.
be
Carry
consistent
through.
with it. That's it.
100%. So
You
is
can't
it-
come back. It's like when, unfortunately, if a man cheats on a woman and the woman decides to take him back. And she's obviously saying that, obviously it's not forgotten, but I've forgiven you.
Yeah.
So then I don't think it's fair for you to keep throwing it in his face.
100%.
If you've forgiven him already and you've said you
Yeah,
genuinely
that's true.
forgive him, 2 years down the line, you're the one that cheated. No, you forgave him. You let it go.
Yeah.
It's done.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we talked about forgiveness before, but forgiveness is it's a journey for a lot of people, isn't it? So, like you said, it might pop up to people, but then it's about you managing it, isn't it, and how you move forward and stuff like that. I mean, do you guys find that so when you've said I forgive you about anything to anyone, have you not felt that you've gone back to it at times?
I know. You will come up in your head.
But you
Just-
speak
but-
it
but-
then.
but you say, you know what?
Yeah.
I can't bring
Bring
that
it
up
up.
because we've moved past that.
Yeah.
We've moved past that. So why am I going back there? Because that means we haven't moved past it.
Yeah.
Or I haven't moved past it. I'm just pretending to have moved past it, as you said, sweeping it under the carpet.
Right.
When I actually
Making
haven't really
funk.
dealt with it. So the minute I said I forgave you because we spoke about it, or whatever it is, we've spoken about it, I said, you know what, I forgive you. Let's keep it moving. I can't now come back and say, you know what, you did me a wrong, you know. Remember 2 years ago, bro, we spoke about it. But still, I'm feeling it in my heart. So you never
can't.
forgave me then.
Yeah. I mean, just holding on to it the
Yeah,
whole
just
time.
hold on. So all this time we've been hanging out, all of that, this is what you've been thinking.
The grudge.
You know
Yeah.
what?
All the words of stage, man. That's what
Yeah.
Shakespeare said.
So I might as well. So you might as well. So you know, it's- what happens then is the relationship is broken. It's done.
It's
true.
fake, you know.
Yeah.
But then that's when you have to know where some relationships is broken and you gotta just let it go.
Yeah.
Instead of hanging on to it and being fake about it, you have to let it go because otherwise, exactly what you say, he's gonna go up bringing it up 2 years and it's just
Yeah, but I don't necessarily agree with that though about how if it's fake because it's been brought up 2 years later. I actually think that sometimes some people, I think everybody has their way of managing things, and I think sometimes it takes people longer than others. So some people think that they've forgiven and then they find out, actually, they might say to you, I've forgiven you, everything's cool, and then they realise actually they haven't, because sometimes a lot of people don't even know what forgiveness really is. They've never been taught. And so that process in itself is a journey,
Yeah.
you know, and it's a process of and so for me, I think it's about having an understanding, and I think looking at everything on an individual basis, you know, is this person a vindictive? Are they doing it out of vindictiveness? Was it really a grudge, or is it something they can't help, or there's something that they're going through themselves that they haven't been able to process? And how? Because then those type of things could be like, maybe they need counselling.
yeah.
They need, whatever it may be, but maybe they need more support than just maybe prayer or whatever else that we may say, or sermon. Maybe actually they need professional support to manage that
That
situation.
comes down to the individual. Because if I've forgiven you, but I'm still got a gripe, and I've said I've forgiven you,
Yeah.
I've got to go and work on that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't bring that up to you again.
Yeah.
Because we've spoken.
Yeah, that's true.
We've thrashed it out. We've gone through the A, B's. We've gone from A to Z. We've gone through all the highs and lows. There's been a third party in this situation. We thrashed it out. I forgive you, love you, moved on. I realised a month later, you know what? Nah, I'm still feeling that. I can't come to you now and say I'm still feeling
Yeah,
that.
you need to work on that.
I
by
have to
yourself.
work, because
Yeah.
that's on me now. It's nothing to do with the other person, because we've gone through all nooks and crannies.
Just opening up Pandora's box all over again.
Yeah, and I'm going to now go back and say, you know what, now we need to go back and do what? Talk about what? We've spoken A to Z. What is there to talk about? that's on you. You go and
Sort it
go
out.
find, because that means there's something about you
That's going on.
that's
with you.
going on with you.
Exactly.
So you got some other unresolved issues in yourself that you can't genuinely forgive somebody.
Exactly.
So let's go and
Yeah.
find out what that cause is. Not about that incident. That incident was just one of maybe many. So you have to go and seek it out.
It's a you problem.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
It's a you
So
problem.
if anybody says they forgive me and then they come back to me 2 years down the line and say, oh, you know, I'm like, boy, then me and you ain't got nothing to talk about.
Right. Sort it
This
out.
is where it stops. Me and you ain't got nothing to talk about.
Okay. Well, on that note, guys, thank you for joining on the IN2G show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this IN2G show. That was an interesting conversation. If you have any comments, anything that you want to say, please, reach out, make your comments below, and we look forward to seeing you again at the next show. Speak to you soon.